Recently, New Era College of Arts, Science and Technology held a first-of-its-kind roundtable talk under the theme, A New Generation of Women in Engineering. The core mandate of the roundtable talk was to discuss and exchange ideas with other women in engineering space, as well as to inspire young girls out there to pursue a career in the field of engineering.
With the notion of paving way for younger generation of women in engineering, today we get the privilege of joining New Era College for the first ever roundtable talk on women in engineering.
The roundtable talk, which also happened to be a precursor to the celebration of International Women's Day in Engineering, celebrated all over the world on the 23rd of June, was graced by the Minister of Nationality, Immigration and Gender Affairs, Mokgethi, and other women from various engineering organizations.
New Era College's vision is to be a leading engineering and technology training research institution aimed at promoting sustainable economic and social development. Ladies and gentlemen, gender affairs and equality is a pressing need not only in our nation, but at the world at large. This has always been a priority for New Era College, not only as an institution of learning, but as responsible members of the community. Engineering, along with other technical fields in STEM, continues to lack equal representation amongst men and women. This reality is also starkly reflected in our academic institutions. As we grow and evolve as a society, it is imperative that our institutions provide opportunities for the girl child and women and avail access and empower the girl child learners to embrace engineering programs and not to undermine their potential.
Some of the issues that were unpacked during the roundtable talk were primarily aimed at educating and inspiring the girl child to get into various fields of engineering. The discussions were also aimed at celebrating strides women have made in the traditionally male-dominated field of engineering.
There's actually a lot of research that has shown that a big reason why a lot of young girls or women do not go into STEM fields is linked back to their experiences in early education. So if we, from ages of 3 and 4 and 5 and beyond in primary school, if we don't break those stereotypes of engineering being a boys, robots being a boys thing or a boys sport, then we fall into that same trap and we repeat history over and over again. And I think it also goes all the way to tertiary, with our guidance counselors, with the teachers, our parents. We really need to encourage young girls and women to get into these fields, because there is a huge potential that we're overseeing by just saying that, for example, arts is just a field for girls, or business, but not these technical fields. I wanted to just also maybe ask other panel members their experiences of how can we pursue the girl child. I think sensitization is a huge one. I think there's other ones that we can explore.
We are living in a patriarchal society, a society in which socio-cultural norms reinforces, the gender roles. The gender roles that say to us, these are the kind of careers that you should follow. This is supposed to be your career path, which results in young girls at an early age opting to go for softer courses, the courses that are more into nurturing and caring. And these traditional laws reinforce that stereotype, hence affecting and influencing participation, aspirations, and achievement of girls in the STEMs, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics subjects. So that is the kind of environment that the young girl is exposed to. And hence why we see there has been a study which was conducted. And this study suggested that And this study is in the International Journal of Electrical Engineering Education, which looked into Botswana and found that only 11.1% of engineering students were female in the University of Botswana. So you can see that there's very low participation in the field of engineering in Botswana.
I acknowledge and I appreciate New Era College for considering having this discussion, and also for specifically having a college that is very much on STEM. I'm a STEM advocate, I like to call myself that, and I get to the ground where I see the disparity within the gender. And this became very clear to me. We had a project in a township in Cape Town, Kailicha, and we started with, can children draw robots? We do a lot of work in robotics. Can you just draw, what do you think a robot is? And they all drew a robot and a boy. And we looked at, there's no child that drew a robot and a girl. And I also see it when I go for workshops or seminars. When you're being introduced, everybody wants to look at a woman in robotics. What does a woman know about robots, you know? And looking at, I'm sure some of you, especially men in the room, you know, robots are very much associated with Terminator, Spider-Man, especially in Africa where this is still new to us. You don't expect to see a woman doing that. So, getting back to answer your question, there's a lot that's going on, there's a lot that's being done. I still have to emphasize it's not enough. We need to rise up, we need to sensitize the girl child. But then I would go back to the old adage, the African proverb where we say, it takes a village to raise a child. We can't do this alone. We need the private sector, we need families, we need communities, we need NGOs, we need global communities, we need the government, policymakers.
Instead of telling a girl child that you are supposed to be a homemaker, we should build that confidence and the trust. They should learn to trust themselves. And from there, once we reach the primary, tertiary, they complete their studies related to engineering, whatever they would like to do, let them do it. And after they finish, when they get into the industry, that's where the real challenge is. Like she mentioned, it is like how my colleague was mentioning, that is a real challenge, because even after, like when I was doing my degree, I had only one girl child doing mechanical engineering out of 60. But even now, we have the same situation. But once they complete that mechanical engineering, which is considered to be the men's world, when they come out, when they finish that studies, what is really happening? That is the reality. So the industry or the workplace, that should also change, and they should be inclusive.
It starts from the classroom. When a girl child gets an A+ or maybe gets a first class, celebrate her. Find out how she got it, and maybe it will also help you. Then another thing is, don't see your challenge, don't see the problems that you face as a challenge. See it as a stepping stone for you to get to the top. Let it not discourage you. Because if you overcome your challenges, you obviously be able to achieve your goals.
Men will always try to protect a woman, no matter what. It's in them, it's in them. But sometimes you just have to explain to them that, okay, give me a chance to do it. Because for them, if they see me lifting up a solar panel and then going up with it, it's sort of like, hey, and they always say that, hey, you're a woman, just then my wife comes out and then he sees me letting a woman lifting all this heavy stuff. They feel pity. Sometimes it's sort of like they feel pity for a woman. So I think us as women, we should always try to explain to them that, okay, just give me a chance, and then you watch as I do, you guide me. When you tell them that, they will understand. But if you just let them do that, they will continue doing that to you. So that's one thing that I have learned. It's their nature. So we need to explain to them, give us a chance.
Also taking part in the roundtable talk were the New Era engineering students. The students share their testimonies of how the college has helped to shape their perception on engineering and how it has prepared them for the industry.
Oh, I'm happy about how I see the number of girls in our school. The numbers are improving. There are girls who are doing the engineering course in school, which is quite impressive. Unlike the old days, we knew that the engineering course is mostly for men, but nowadays we see ladies as one of them. And again, I would say as an engineering student and classes with ladies, we are doing well. There's no difference between a lady and a guy in class. We are the same. Yeah, things are changing. It is no longer like those old days where we know that men are known to be with the engineering course. Of course, yes, there is still that culture that is rooted, that we believe that men are dominating and they are known to be doing the courses of engineering. Yeah, it is there because even nowadays, the engineering course is believed or it is known to be one of the toughest course. So as you know, ladies, they are believed to be those people who love the soft courses or who love the light works. So that is why we even see in schools that men or boys are still dominating over girls, yet things are improving.
I've always felt like education is lagging behind compared to what is going on in the industry or out there in the field. When I got this exposure, I found out that in New Era we are taught advance from what is already existing out there. So we have a chance to go and make change in the world.
The roundtable talk speaks to the core of what New Era College aims to achieve, which is to promote the inclusion of the boy and the girl child in the engineering space.
We at New Era, we have got a strategic plan in which we have highlighted growing the student population as a key result, one of the key result areas. And it is in there that we are going to target growing specifically the women, the girl child population at a New Era. We haven't developed the targets yet, but we are aware that there are disparities in terms of the numbers that are available. We've got more men than we have women. But what is interesting is that at the end of the day, where examinations are concerned, our women students compete head-on with our gentlemen or men.